Man, I'll tell you, it's good not to be afraid of heights. Look at these spruce trees here, eh? Oh, yeah, well, they're having a good day right now, but little do they know, soon to be on the ground, because we're going to feed them to the sawmill. You caught me atop a ladder here doing a little roof inspection. I was grabbing some materials out of the shop and drip, 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 drip from the roof. I thought, what the heck? How embarrassing for a spruce stomper building to be in disrepair. There's a pesky screw back there that's backed out, and a little rubber washer on it there is let a little drip drip through. But I've been grappling with something all day. I want to share it, run it by you, because you know, the folks that are subscribed to this channel, well, you're a wise group. If a man does something, is the right thing not to do is to own up to it. If you have to apologize, do you not apologize direct? If I'm walking down the street and we bump into each other, do I not say, hey fella, real sorry about that. Hope you have a good one. We give each other a little room and away we go. Wouldn't it be odd if I stood back and said, on behalf of the entire street, we apologize for running into you? You'd go, well, what the heck? You ran into me. What's it got to do with these other fine folks minding their own business? Well, it doesn't have nothing to do with them. Nothing. So why is it ever, you hear that? My neighbor's giving her full tilt with a chainsaw. I actually don't know what he's cutting, because they paid to have their entire property logged. Maybe he's cutting down the odd willow tree. I'm not sure what's left over there. But anyways, why is it everything in our country, represented as a nation, has to be apologized for as a group? Man, I don't know if you follow Canadian politics, but man, they have fumbled the ball so many times as of late. I don't think anybody's actually picked it up off the ground in several months. Just one embarrassing joke after another. And that leads me to another side subject. They're always talking about how much shame that brings to the nation, these embarrassing flubs. And if you follow world events, you know what I'm talking about. There's been some pretty blatantly glaring things happen, one after the other here, with the fine folks that, well, that somebody chose to lead the country. It wasn't me. No one ever takes direct responsibility. It's always in a roundabout way. They'll kind of say, oh, I'm kind of sorry. But then our fearless, trimmed-haired leader gets up, and it gets apologized in general, as a whole. As of recent, they had a bit of an event at the House of Commons. And if you don't know what the House of Commons is, well, it's pretty late in the day while I'm making this video. So if it's evening when you try and watch it, don't Google it. You don't want to be reading about the Canadian House of Commons at this hour. Enjoy your beer, relax. I'm not even really sure how it functions. It's a place for people to hang out and exercise their jaw muscles. So they had a bit of a gathering. You guys are going to know what I'm talking about. A world leader was invited. I don't know what the politics of that is, and I don't really understand the point, but they have something called the Speaker of the House. Well, he invited an attendee that turned out to have extremely serious consequences. So what do we do? What does Canada do after this flub on the national stage? Can we really call it a flub? Are you telling me in this day and age of information and accessibility, a Google, where you can virtually find out whatever you want, you couldn't have done a little background search on somebody? So I don't know what the ins and outs of that are, but why do I then find a group of politicians standing up and apologizing on my behalf? Because that's exactly the way it was worded. On behalf, I'm trying to get you a better angle here. Bear with. On behalf of the nation, on behalf of Canadians, we would like to formally apologize. And there were several of these speeches, and there always is. It doesn't matter what the infraction is. It doesn't matter if it was something very serious. It doesn't matter if it was something finance related, economy related. It doesn't even matter if one of them forgot to pick up milk on the way home from work. On behalf of Canadians everywhere, we would like to apologize. If it feels like I'm not looking at you, I got a hard time with these self-shot videos looking at that and not looking at myself. We would like to apologize on behalf of everyone. Well, the last time I checked, me, my neighbor running his chainsaw, the fellas I'm going to work for tomorrow, and my wife and kids, I didn't wrong anybody. You know, I've actually went out of my way to be nice and help fellow neighbor and, you know, pay my taxes that are shoved down my throat and all this kind of whatnot. But every single thing that's taking place in the country, we're apologizing on behalf of all Canadians. Well, I'll tell you what, not all us Canadians are that sorry about a whole lot of these subjects, because I wasn't there and I didn't do anything, you know? If you're a hardworking fella, and you probably are, you got broad shoulders, but it can only take so much weight. I surely don't need to be taking the brunt of things that I have no control over or little understanding of. I'm down here, I'm running my sawmill, going to work, building, fixing, doing, and you're telling me because of your flub in your suit and your padded expense account that somehow you have the authority to apologize on behalf of Canadians everywhere? If you're admiring this coat while you're watching, do you see that nice purple color? That's a thrift store coat, and I know it's not the most fashionable, but it's silky, and I like the pockets on it. I think that's my whole thought on that. You let me know what you think. Are you tired of being apologized for because most of us didn't do anything? We're playing by the rules set out in front of us. We're working hard. We're forging our own way. We're raising proper families. And a lot of this isn't in our control. So the next time somebody in power, in a suit, somewhere maybe around the Ontario area, feels the need to apologize for something, maybe look in the mirror. Just man up. Don't say behalf or this or that. Use your own name. I, such and such, of this position, am sorry for these things, and this is what I'm going to do about it. Same as if you bumped into somebody on the street. Yeah. Just leave us folks alone. We're working hard. I don't need you to put words in my mouth. Trust me. I screw up enough things day to day. I don't need to be reminded about other things I got no control over. Anyways, thus ends the thought with Scott. I don't always know what the next adventure is going to be, but I assure you there's going to be one, and I'll do my best to look straight into the camera. You take her easy.